Hello. Today's video is about sex and trichotillomania. If the subject of sex is something you're not comfortable with, then you don't have to watch and you can click away now. Okay, you've had your chance. Let's do this. Trichotillomania and sex as a subject matter is rarely discussed in our community. Some people are embarrassed and it's inappropriate on certain platforms. Whilst I appreciate that not everyone is comfortable with this subject matter, I do feel as though we need to have some sort of discussion about it because the majority of us will experience trichotillomania and sex colliding together during our lifetime. I know lots of trichers who want to talk about this, but they don't know how to, or they're worried or embarrassed, or they don't know where to go. And I sort of feel in that position as well. Hence why I'm talking to my camera. I don't feel I have answers, but I do feel I have some experience that I can build upon. So I've put this vlog together, I've covered some basic topics, and yeah, I just hope it helps. And off we go. Self-confidence. Regardless of where we pull or the severity of our pulling, our trichotillomania can affect our self-confidence. Being covered with scars, bald patches and blemishes can make us feel unattractive and uncomfortable, especially when we're around people we are attracted to. Sex can be quite problematic. If I'm not feeling very confident or happy with my own body, the last thing I want to do is strip off all my clothes and explore it with somebody else. I want to feel good about myself first, and I'm still struggling with that. Relationships. If and when we're lucky enough to find somebody, Trich can create lots of tension with our partners, and it can create loads of unpleasant situations. There are people out there who will never understand our trichotillomania, and when it comes to partners, I preferably would like someone that does care and appreciate that I have a condition. The topic of partners and trichotillomania is far more complicated than the stuff I'm saying, but I just want to give a general gist that relationships, let alone sex, can be quite troublesome. Not that I want to scare anybody, because there are genuine partners out there who love us for who we are, it just takes time to find them. Being triggered and pulling during sex. I find hairy men extremely triggering. I know this sounds rude, but I don't want a hairy man. He'd be a walking trigger in my life. He'd probably trigger me constantly. Hairy men and sex is problematic because all the clothes are off. In my experiences, I'm often triggered by my partner and I find myself unable to enjoy the fun and continue having fun, and I just stop and start tearing out my hair or my partner's hair with tweezers sometimes. I hope this isn't scaring anybody. But I can't help it. Trigger is the only word I can really think of. I have to remove that hair. I can't enjoy myself. I have to do the pulling. And not only is it frustrating for me, but it's frustrating for my partner, and it can put off my partner. Grrr. Wigs and sex. For me, when I'm being intimate, wearing a wig is impossible. It's like wearing a woolly hat in a sauna. It gets in the way, it makes me sweaty, it tickles, and it can get pulled off. However, many trichers do have sex whilst they're wearing their wigs. You have to remember that some people are hiding their condition from their family and friends. Some trichers don't even tell their partners. Their partners aren't aware that they're covered with bald patches under a wig. I know somebody that went 20 years without telling their partner. It does happen. A positive of wearing wigs in sexual situations is it can make roleplay easier. You can create lots of characters and personas with all the different coloured wigs you have. It's true. Shaving and sex. Pulling from down there can often leave me with blemishes, marks, spots, blood, scabs. It's not always very pleasant down there, I'm being honest. But it is so much easier to deal with downstairs because it's not on show. Until you get intimate with somebody and then boom, it's all on show. My battered lady garden can be a huge turn-off for others and a cause for concern. Sometimes it can look infected or contagious. Who wants to have sex with something that looks like that? Especially when I'm raw and bleeding from my pulling, sex can be really painful and irritating. By golly, it can sting. It's like someone's rubbed you with sandpaper and you're rubbing that against somebody else. It's not nice. So when I can, I do trim and shave downstairs. I don't shave the whole thing because that causes even more problems. I don't wax either. I've never waxed and I don't think I ever could. My pain threshold is quite low. But although I don't wax, I do pluck. And that does confuse lots of people because they say to me, hey Becca, if you tear out your hair, surely waxing makes you happy. But going back to the shaving, I don't do it to please my partners, I do it for myself, and that is so important because lots of people do feel pressured to doing things to their bodies to please other people. No, I do it for myself. Gosh, all my secrets are coming out today. Fetishes. There is a fetish of hair pulling, if you didn't know. Not quite like trichotillomania, it's more grabbing the hair and hooray. But yeah, I didn't realise that until about a year, 2 years ago. I accidentally stumbled across the tag on Tumblr while searching for Trich content. It blew my mind and I've stayed away ever since. But yes. Some Trichers find that combining hair pulling with sex is quite therapeutic. It helps their sex lives too. There are other fetishes like bondage and BDSM, which can help trichotillomania in the sense that it can physically restrain you from attacking yourself, and in some cases they can help build trust with your partner. Conclusion time. Yes, Trich can affect sex and relationships. At the end of the day, trichotillomania and sex can be a difficult combination, but it's just something else that we've got to learn to deal with and experiment with to get it right. I don't really know how to advise or help others, but one thing that I feel is tremendously important to say is that communication is so important with your partner. It can be quite difficult sometimes, but if somebody is treating you badly and doesn't accept you for who you are, then that person shouldn't be in your life. At least that's how I feel. I do have more things to discuss on the topic of intimacy, but I think that's enough for me today. I hope that this video has helped some of you know that you're not alone. So yeah, that's all for me today. You've learnt loads of stuff today. This has been a weird but fun video. I've wanted to do this for so long. I finally got this stuff out. Woo! And yes, I deliberately wore black and dark lipstick. You know. I'll see you soon, guys. I remember that shave really well. I cut off the sides with scissors and then I shaved. It was one of the shaves where I literally had no hair on the top of my head, so it was a very odd shave. I didn't really feel like I was getting rid of anything. I was very depressed at the time, and I know I shaved it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember continuing my day as normal. I cooked myself dinner and then I did a vlog with Jennifer.